Whoa. I actually feel compelled to write to him and say, can I discuss your family tree, please? Oh. Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession and welcome to episode 4 of Pit Stop Sunday. So, I know I've been teasing for a few weeks about some announcements, and this video, like last week's video, has got a big announcement within it. I don't really know where to start, in all honesty. As you can tell by the title of this video, this is a garage update video. I actually filmed this several weeks ago. It may have been back in March or April. It may have been April. Either way, it was quite some time ago. And the day after I filmed it, life threw me a bit of a curveball, to say the least. Now, curveballs can be perceived as negative or difficult things. This is a positive curveball, but something that took Patsy and I by complete surprise. Hopefully that's in focus, which I don't think it is. Let me hold it up a bit more. But yeah, that is a baby scam. Yes, that's right. Much to our surprise, Patsy, Mrs. Car Obsession, is pregnant. So that kind of changed a lot of what I said in my previous attempt to film this video. Yeah, it still feels really weird to speak about it. Well, I know this is the first time I've spoken about it on YouTube. Well, actually, the first time I've shown it on YouTube. I've filmed other videos where I've spoken about Patsy being pregnant, but they are yet to hit the YouTube channel. So this isn't the first time I've spoken about it on YouTube, but it is. That makes no sense at all, does it? Anyway, I'm getting swept up in the moment. It all feels very surreal. It doesn't feel like, yeah, it just feels mad that this is happening. But of course it is a positive thing. Of course it will be a challenge, but a challenge that Patsy and I are looking forward to. So of course that changes the dynamic of my garage. Now, as it stands, you probably think that I've got the JDM Civic Type R, otherwise known as Olaf, my Mark 1 MX-5, well, Eunice Roadster, otherwise known as Monique, and my track Ford Fiesta, otherwise known as Ferdinand. Now, there will be some shocks in this video, and it'll be interesting to see your reaction, but as you can see, our lives are changing quite dramatically. Therefore, we do need to make some changes in regard to the garage. So let's kick off with Mad Max, actually, my Mark II Mazda MX-5. Some of you may have thought that I sold that car months ago. Well, no, I still own it. You may have seen, if you follow Pocket Rockets, fellow YouTuber, you may have seen that I think last week he filmed a video with my Mark II MX-5. And basically, to try and cut a long and relatively boring story short, actually I can't say too much about that right now because it's going to spoil the next things I say in this video. Now, I did try to sell the Mark II. Sorry, as you can see, I'm quite nervous. I keep scratching for no reason. I did try to sell the Mark II, and the reason why I chose to keep hold of it was simply because I couldn't get the right kind of money for it. Ideally, I would have liked $2,500 for it, which some would argue was optimistic, but I think the amount of money I put into the car, well, Patsy's money to be fair, the amount of money we put into the car and the level of modifications that the car has, I think $2,500 is a reasonable amount of money. And even if I did sell the car for that price, we wouldn't really be recuperating much money back from the amount we had to spend to fix the car and also to do one or two other modifications. So I fitted the roll bar. Well, Oscar Brown, fellow YouTuber, he helped to fit the roll bar. Actually, he fitted the roll bar and I just stood there and observed. So yeah, he fitted that. I can't really take any credit for that whatsoever. And I had different coilovers fitted because the ones on the car beforehand were kind of cheap eBay ones, which weren't particularly good. And it got to a point where I thought, okay, I'll take £2,000 because at least I've kind of leveled what I paid for the car. Yes, I still would have been making quite a big loss, but at least I'm selling the car for the amount in which I paid for it. So I paid, I think it was £1,980, a really random amount, £1,980, I think it was in the end. But I just couldn't get any offers that I thought were fair enough and reflected the amount of work, effort, and modifications that the car had. I think the best I got was 50 and 100, and would I take that now? Potentially, but at the time I thought, no, that's just a bit of a Mickey take. So I still own the Mark II MX-5, but that is currently in Chris's possession. That leads me on to my other track car, which was the Ford Fiesta with the Puma engine. Now, I took it out on a track day. It was pretty good fun, actually. Arguably, and it pains me to say this, arguably more fun than the Mark II MX-5, purely because the Fiesta, it just felt more powerful, it felt a bit more responsive, and it didn't feel quite as gutless as the MX-5. For those of you that don't know, my Mark II is 1.6. Ideally, I would have liked a 1.8, but hey, that's a different story. I'm trying not to digress because I want to try and keep this video as short as possible. Yeah, the Fiesta, that's gone. I'm just going to put it straight out there. That's gone. The reason for that is because it had a few little niggles. I thought, I don't really want to go down the road again where I'm having to keep working on it. Because I didn't really want to make it a project car as such. I just wanted to have a good platform for a track car in which I could maintain. And it had a few little things wrong with it. So the temperature gauge didn't work. It was like that when I bought the car. The reverse light didn't work. I tried a new bulb, that didn't fix it. So there could be some potential wiring issue there. Oh, we also tried fitting a new reverse light switch, but that didn't fix the issue either. So yes, it was probably wiring and going to be quite extensive and time consuming to find a fix. The same goes for the temperature gauge. We tried, we tried, I'll say we, that's me and some of the guys at my work. We tried to do a few different things, but we couldn't find a fix. And again, that seemed to be a wiring issue. It was burning a bit of oil, so I got through a little bit. I got through a little bit of oil on the track day. Having read some owners groups on Facebook, the Puma engine isn't exactly unknown for doing that kind of thing. And I actually had someone comment saying that his Puma engine was tickety-boo, yet it wasn't uncommon for him to burn 5 litres of oil on a track day. I'm no expert, but I think that's a bit excessive. But hey, he knows his car far more better than I do, so I'm not going to question his comment. And yes, it got to a point where I thought, no, I don't want to be continually paying money for this. So I bought it to a guy who lived near Bristol, I believe. I told him about the flaws of the car. I was very open with him. I said, look, I've got very little paperwork for the car. I don't know much about the car's history. It is a track car, so it is relatively an unknown quantity. Interestingly, the Fiesta is up for sale again. So I'll try not to speak too long about this, but I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, I got a message from the current owner asking about when the cam belt was last done. I said, I don't know, mate, because all of the paperwork you have is what I had. So I couldn't tell you the last time the cam belt was done. And then about half an hour later, I get a random message on Facebook from a stranger asking me virtually the same question, as well as a few other questions about the car. I thought, that's weird. I answered his questions. I said, if you don't mind me asking, why are you asking about the car? And he said, oh, it's up for sale. I thought, oh. So I did a little bit of Googling on Facebook Marketplace. And lo and behold, there is the car up for sale. I'm not too sure if it's still on Facebook Marketplace. If it is, I will show you the advert. In fact, I think I screenshotted the advert 1 or 2 weeks back. So yeah, I can hopefully dump this into this video if I've still got the picture. So yes, the Fiesta has gone. Fun little car, and although I only had it for a very short period of time, I was quite sad to see it go. I have to be honest. I'm not too sure whether that's because it's a Ford and I like Ford. Obviously, this is testament of that. You can't really see it, but this is a canvas of all of the Ford RSs throughout the years. But it was a fun little car. It was, yeah, it had a certain cheeky character about it. But yeah, that has gone. So I've still got Mad Max, the Mark II MX-5, but I will be looking to sell him soon because the insurance is up for renewal. I don't really want to pay for another years of insurance because I simply won't have the money for track days. And let's be honest, I have more important things to think about financially. So I don't want to be running a 3-car garage. So I am looking to sell Mad Max. Ideally, I do want more than 1,500. I would like to get £2,000 for it at least, but hey, it's going to get to a point where I'm going to have to not be too fussy with the kind of offers I'm accepting. So yeah, Mad Max will be up for sale. I think Chris will probably sell the car on my behalf as it's in his possession. The Fiesta's gone. That went ages ago. That actually, I sold it on the 14th of March. So before the lockdown was actually introduced in the UK. So a very long time ago. It feels like a lifetime ago. Monique, I'm sad to say, has been sold. I'm kidding. What? No, come on. How could I ever sell Monique? She is a part of me. And yeah, that would be a very, very difficult car to sell. That'd be like selling one of my relatives. Not that I do that sort of thing, but you get what I mean. Yeah, Monique is here to stay. And I actually want to have that car until I'm too old to drive her, or it's too financially uneconomical to fix her. But even then, I probably get my hands on knees and beg Patsy to get Monique fixed. But yeah, Monique is not going anywhere. Yes, and of course, that leads me on to Olaf, the JDM EP3 Civic Type R. Right, there's no easy way to say this, so I'm just going to come out and say it. It's sold, it's gone. He is no longer in my possession. And I know it's going to be quite a bombshell for you guys to take. And that does make me a bit of a hypocrite because I in one of the last videos I filmed with him, I think it was the Ask Aaron video, I said that I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that has a car for a few months and then just sells it on and pretty much have a conveyor belt of cars that come and go. And to be sat here now and saying the Civic's gone, that kind of goes against what I've said and my beliefs. And for that, I do apologise because I try not to be your typical car YouTuber too much. I'd like to think that I'm somewhat a little bit different, and I don't want to fit into the cliche of your average car YouTube that has a car, they buy a car, they put an exhaust in it, wrap it, and then go, oh, I'm bored of it now, and sell it on. That's not the impression I want to give. Now, the Civic situation is relatively complex. I will be doing a separate video about why I sold Olaf next week, so stay tuned for that. Long story short, well, there's quite a few different reasons, in all honesty. But I think one of the most sensible options is the fact that that car is a 3-door, and having a baby, Patsy and I would rather have a 5-door just for better practicality. But I will be doing a separate video on this Civic, and I'll probably get Patsy involved as well because it was kind of a joint decision to sell the Type R. And if I'm honest, the car was actually for sale before we found out Patsy was pregnant. So yeah, quite a few different reasons. It is a fantastic car, don't get me wrong, but in the end, not quite for me. But like I said, I don't want to say too much right here, right now. So selling the Type R, that was fun. because we did try to sell it privately. So we put an ad on, I think, Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree. We didn't commit to Auto Trader because you have to pay for that. And really, we were testing the water to see what kind of interest the car would get. And we did get a few offers on Facebook Marketplace. But to be honest, none of them were that realistic. I think the best offers... Why has that camera just turned itself off? Oh my God, I've been speaking for that long. Wow. Okay, that's why that camera's turned itself off. I didn't realise I'd been speaking for that long. Yes, I think that the highest kind of offer we got was about between 6 and 7 grand, which is not bad, but when you bear in mind the car realistically is worth anywhere between 9 and 10,000, that's quite a big discount to be giving someone. But that wasn't the lowest offer we received. So, you'll love this. A bloke got in contact with Patsy because she was the one who was kind of in charge of the advert, so to speak. And there was one guy, he offered, no word of a lie, £3,450. Like, what planet are you on? For a near mint facelift JDM EP3 Civic Type R. 3,450. That's essentially a third of what the car is worth. I couldn't believe it, and the guy had the audacity to say, oh well, I've got a friend who works at Honda and that's how much they say it's worth. What? No! Who is your friend at Honda? What? No, they don't know anything. Just don't listen to them. They're full of crap. So we politely told him to F off, jog on some. You're not going to get the car for that money. Craziness. Even if I was desperate, we wouldn't let it go for that much. So yeah, we took it back to Talk GT in the end, which is where we bought the car. And the reason behind that was because, well, they sell Japanese cars day in, day out. It's their bread and butter. So what better place to sell our car than Talk GT? Because we weren't having much luck ourselves. And to be honest with you, it was kind of getting a little bit tiring dealing with time wasters and people that just wanted to give us stupid offers. So yeah, Talk GT sold the car for us. Yes, they did have a percentage, so we have lost a bit of money on the car. And I'm sure there would have been some of you that would have been like, oh, well, you should have been more patient. You should have tried to sell it yourself, or maybe you should have kept hold of the car until Patsy gave birth. That way, it may have appreciated a little bit in value. And those are valid points, but let's be honest, the car isn't really going to appreciate that much between now and January next year, which is when Patsy's due, unless something major on the EP3 market happens. And yeah, we possibly could have been more patient, but when you're dealing with idiots that want to lowball you, it does get quite tiresome. So the day we took it back to Talk GT, that evening was when the UK lockdown was announced. Therefore, Talk GT was closed. So they were open when we dropped the car off, of course, but the next day they were like, well, we're closed now, so we can't advertise the car. We've not had time to prep it, to photograph it, or to get the advert prepared. So Olaf sat there for weeks upon weeks, and it wasn't until, I think it was actually on my birthday, believe it or not, that the car finally went on their website and went up for sale. And as you can imagine, for that type of car, which comes up quite rarely, it got snapped up very quickly. I think it was only on sale for about a week before it got snapped up. So the new owner may be watching. If you are, hello. I've no idea what your name is, but I hope you enjoy the car and I hope you look after it. I did have some fond memories with it, but yeah, it just wasn't quite for me. Now that, of course, means I need a replacement. And actually, I already have the replacement. It is, in fact, sat outside beside my garage. What is it? You'll have to wait and find out. So that will be Wednesday's video, the reveal of the new car. I'm not going to say too much right here, right now, but what I will say, how long have I been speaking for? Okay, I'm not doing too badly. What I will say is, I don't think it will be what you are expecting. So I'm really looking forward to your reactions on the reveal. I'm not going to say anything more than that. So yes, to recap, the Fiesta's gone. The MX-5 will be going at some point. I'd rather sell it now because it's kind of summer, although today it's really windy, dreary and grey outside. So today kind of feels like a late autumn day, in all honesty. Very horrible outside. Monique, the MX-5, she is still here, and she isn't going anywhere, although some of you may take that statement with a pinch of salt, given the rate in which cars have come and gone on the channel recently, and I wouldn't blame you, but yeah, please try and take my word for that. And yep, the Type R has gone. To be honest with you, and I am being really honest with you, I can't say I really miss it, and that kind of shocks me, because that makes it sound like it is a bad car. It isn't a bad car. It's just I really wanted to love it, but it never quite happened. So if I did use the L word in any of the videos, I apologise for that, because it wasn't quite the right word. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to do a separate video on that, which will be arriving on your screens this time next week. And then between then and now, I will be revealing the Type R's replacement. So yeah, that's the garage update. I know it's been quite long-winded and relatively drawn out, but I just wanted to give you bring you guys up to speed. And when you're speaking about 4 cars, you have to, well, for me in particular, I want to speak about them in relatively good length. I don't want to say, oh, this car's sold, and then just move on. But speaking of moving on, I want to go through my favourite comments of this week. So I will try and rattle these out somewhat. So I know this is going to be quite a long video. As always, nothing changes. Come on, you know me, guys. You know I love a long video. Right, okay, so let's kick things off with a viewer by the name of Michael Garcia. Let me just find his comment. In fact, it'd be easier if I just search for it. Little hack. Now, this one is quite possibly my favourite comment of the week. And in fact, I really should have saved this one for last, but never mind. I'm gonna start best foot forward. So he commented on my review of the Ford Focus Vignale, and his comment was, "Are you Bubba Wallace's brother or cousin?" And I thought, who on earth is Bubba Wallace? And I googled him. It turns out he's an American race driver, and my word, the resemblance, in my opinion, is uncanny. It was like looking in the mirror. It was actually quite eerie. I thought, oh my word, that's me, but more successful and actually good at driving. I thought, whoa. I actually feel compelled to write to him and say, can I discuss your family tree, please? So yeah, thank you, Michael, for watching, and thank you for the comment, because my response was no, but I've googled him and I've seen who he is. The resemblance is uncanny. Good looking chap. Right, let's move things on. Next comment is from a viewer by the name of Ludo Wheat. You do get some random names pop up, I must admit. So let's find that. Ludo Wheat. He or she commented on my video where I took the Suzuki Vitara off-road, and they have put, "Many thanks for your videos about Vitara. They helped me in my choice. I chose a pure petrol engine, not a mild hybrid for 2020. I now have 3 days exactly." Hang on, what? Okay, this bit doesn't quite make sense, but what I think they're trying to say is that they've got 3 days to wait. But they've put, "I now have 3 days exactly. This model and colour without sunroof in brackets. I'm sending likes," and I'm sending some back thank you very much for your comment, and thank you for watching. So, next up we have Hyena Chase F. These viewer names are getting more and more random. Hyena Chase F. Well, actually, this person's actually commented on a few of my videos. Okay, well, in this instance, they've reviewed, they've commented on my review of the Suzuki Jimny, a video that I put a lot of effort into because I really wanted to get this video right, and I think I did pretty well, in all honesty. They put, great as always, top reviewer. Yeah, thank you very much. Flattery will get you everywhere. Thank you so much for your comment and for watching. Next up we have Mick Hurley. He actually commented on a few of my videos from last week, but the one I'm going to pick out, apologies for having my back turned to you, is his comment on my Citroen Berlingo walk-around video. As you can imagine, not the kind of video that's had a lot of attention, but he watched it, so thank you very much, Mick. He's put, great review. In this day and age of fast, this was long and detailed and thorough. Well done. So thank you for that. Yeah, my videos are longer, really, you don't say, than your average YouTube video. But I do try and make my videos as thorough as possible. And one would argue that I could cut out a lot of waffling. And in fact, at my work, my manager is forever telling me off for speaking too much. He says that I just need to be a bit more efficient with my words and kind of get to the point. So yeah, that is one of my, well, I could say weakness, but I could just say character trait, just who I am. So yes, I am thorough, I reckon. Next one is from Mark, I don't know how to pronounce the surname, Rocku? I'm not too sure. But he has commented on my video of the Ford Focus Active X, and he's put, great review with a slick, friendly presentation with a touch of humour. Hope to get an Active or ST line soon. I must admit, I've never been called slick, so thank you for that, Mark. That's quite flattering. Slick. Yeah, I'm slick. Right. Next up we have... right. Okay. So normally I only read out about 5 comments, but I'm going to buck the trend somewhat and do 6 for this video because I want to give a shout out for a viewer that has been subscribed to my channel for a very long time. So he is kind of one of the OGs in that respect in regard to the car obsession following, and that is a chap by the name of Paul. Let me just bring him up. So his YouTube name is Paul B for UK, and yeah, he's been watching my videos for as long as I can remember. So Paul, if you're watching, thank you so much for your support. So I really wanted to give you a shout out on this video, but he commented on my 5 things I really like about my Mark 1 Mazda MX-5 video, and he has put, it is the greatest looking MX-5, great all-round car, sounds amazing. So thank you, Paul, for that, and like I say, thank you for your support. So that's all of the comments wrapped up. Now, as you may have noticed in this video, I haven't spoken about car news, purely because I've been back at work this week. It has been mental, it's been challenging, stressful, and yeah, very mentally demanding. So I've not had much chance to look at any car news, and I also haven't had the chance to trace up any manufacturers in regard to getting cars booked in. So I still need to contact Ford about the Puma. I still need to contact PSA Group about the 208 and the Corsa, and there's a few other people I need to contact as well. So I haven't booked any more cars in this week, but over this weekend I'm gonna try and catch my breath and fling out a few more emails. But yeah, I'm now back at work full time, and yeah, that has been a baptism of fire, I think is the best way of putting it. So probably a good time for me to finish. I've no idea how long I've been speaking, but hey, this is one take, so hopefully this comes out okay. I've now got to dash off because I'm going to jump on to Gran Turismo and do the Pocket Rockets weekly race. So if you don't follow Pocket Rockets, hit up his YouTube channel, give him a subscription, and support him as well. And yes, I think that's pretty much everything from me. Please drop your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If so, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I was doing so well and I'll muck up right at the end. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. And of course, don't forget, I now have merch, so check out the merch. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.